Joined by Alex Dreyfus,
and Tatjana
he's going
Pasalic.
to tell us a little bit about how these players have gotten here today and what was the qualification process for them to sit in these seats.
Thanks, Tatjana. So, just to remind you, the GPI, which is the ranking authority, the poker ranking authority, is ranking 400,000 players in 95 countries. So we choose the 40 best poker players, 5 of them in each country, based on that ranking. So it's actually the 40 players that are here are the best players per country based on that ranking. It's not just like people, based on the popularity, and that's why you don't see Daniel Negreanu, well, actually it's not right. That's why you don't see Phil Ivey or Phil Hellmuth, because they are not in the top 100 or not even in the top 300. They are the greatest players, but not necessarily the best current poker players. So they are the best name, but here you have the best current poker players. So that's how we made this selection, qualification process. It's 36 months, meaning that the players that are here got their point based on the result they had for the last 36 months. And let's take an example, for example. The number one in France, called Erwan Pecheux, made like only $500 or $800,000 winnings. And is the number one in France. Why? Because he cashed in a lot in many tournaments. So it's not just about money, because the number one in US or the number one in Canada, they make 5 million, 10 million, whatever you want. So we selected the best player, the player that cash and wins very often.
And here they are today, and they're just about to start Heat 5.
Yeah, it's. I'm kind of happy. It's going to be finished very soon meaning in 3 hours. But no.
It's very early for a poker tournament.
Yeah, that's what it's called, a poker. It's a competition. No, beside a joke, it's not so early because they started at 12. They didn't have any dinner break. So it's actually a very, very long day. It's more than 12 hours of play, a lot of action. And that round, the next one, is going to be crazy because there is a lot of countries that are in contention. So they need to define who's going to bust, who's going to be first, who's going to get more points. So it's going to be very dramatic.
And we are starving them to death, so they just speed it up.
We're feeding them with little small canapé, that's the French way. So it's the canapé like that, plenty of small taste, but that's fine.
I've also noticed that the players are looking very sharp, they're looking very good, and the staff is all looking really nice.
Yeah, because they all wanted to try to flirt with you, so we told them, listen, if you want to flirt with Tatjana, you need to be sharp. But because you're getting married very soon, that's not going to happen. So
that means the deposit's been paid, but the contract has not been signed.
So Twitch, if you are looking at us, this lady, she paid a deposit, but it still can be cancelled. So you can go on Twitch and you can ask Tatjana to marry her. Back to the reality. So yes, we try to promote poker a little bit differently with GPI, with the Global Poker Masters. We try to make the World Cup, and we believe that we needed to have the players to be dressed, first of all, the players to have nice jersey/polo, and they all have it. And between you and me and the hundreds of thousands of people that are watching, it was actually one of my biggest fear and challenge. I really thought, and I was really afraid that players will not commit to wear their jersey. And as you can see, 100% of them doing it. So that's the first thing. The second kind of side story is today's Saturday. We gave the polo yesterday, Friday. We are in Malta. Thursday is a public holiday in Malta here, and we were never going to get the polos in time. They came from Turkey. We have our partners here, so we had to send people in Turkey to come with 4 luggages, 160 polo, to come Thursday to be sure to get the polo. So I'm very happy they were hit, especially that it was my wife that went there.
Very nice and very exciting.
Yeah, exciting. I don't know, very stressful.
I bet it was. And just about to be stressful is in this room, in Heat 5. What are we expecting?
I mean, right now, as far as I know, I'm checking if it has been updated. I think, yeah, Germany is still first, Italy second, Russian third. I think it's going to be updated very soon. But there is one country that is in danger. It's Ukraine. France is probably fifth or sixth, I think. So it's a bit... I mean, you can see here, all the players are talking about the strategy, how many points they need to win. And that's what I love about the format and the competition we've built. It's not just about ace, king. Of course, it is about that. But it's about how many points they need to get to be sure to be qualified for tomorrow, to go to the quarterfinals, and then to have as much as points / chips for the semi-final. So that's going to create a very, very different atmosphere in the next 2 hours. And I just cannot wait to see that and see how we can actually give and share this drama to the audience.
Looking at these results, were you expecting this ranked, the countries to be lined up like this? I mean, everybody was kind of making fun of Italy, and now look at them.
Yeah, well, yes, that's a very fair point. And you know that the best player right now is actually Italian, obviously, I mean, on that one. So I thought that Germany will be first, and they are. And, you know, they were actually number 3 in most of the bookmakers, but everybody here, if you would have asked, would have said that it was Germany that was favorite, because there is the number 1 in the world and the 4 other players are just super solid. I'm kind of happy they're first right now because it confirmed the fact that poker can be a skill game. It's not just luck, it's a skill game because the favorite is right now number 1. So yes, poker can be compared as a sport and can be talked about a skill game. Italy is a surprise right now. And I'm kind of happy that it could go a little bit further because Malta is kind of a semi-Italian country as well. It's very close to the Sicilian border. And yeah, and you know, Italian, they like to talk like that, so it can be very noisy and fancy. But let's see how it goes. I would love to see the next, I think in a few minutes we're going to see the next standings, where the rankings are. Then we're going to start in less than 5 minutes, we're going to start the round 5. And then we go to bed. And tomorrow morning at 12 European time, we're going to have the quarterfinal, which is going to be heads up on all this table. So let's say Team USA versus Team Canada, and they're going to play against each other for 3 hours. And then we're going to go to the semi-final, and it's going to be a tag team. So players can touch themselves, change the player at the table, and that's going to be very funny.
We're going to go through all of those rules tomorrow again. I'm going to let you go now, and we're going to hear from Eric and Kara.